Hello, everyone. I'm Jared Barton on behalf of the President's Athletic Conference and the PAC Sports Network. We've reached the end of another winter sports season, and it's time to take a look at our PAC men's and women's basketball all-conference selection teams as we take a look at not only those teams, but also our newcomer of the year, player of the year, defensive player of the year, and coach of the year selections. Earning a spot on the all-conference team is not something to be taken lightly as the PAC continues to prove itself as one of the more competitive conferences in Division III athletics each and every year. Your selection on this list is not only a testament to your effort on the court, but also the time and dedication from your coaches and fellow teammates that help make you better each and every day. Without further ado, let's unveil the PAC men's basketball all-conference honorable mention team. Grove City junior guard Mike Christensen. Bethany junior forward Cole Daly. St. Vincent grad student guard Ossian Jones. W&J junior guard Matt Seidel. And Franciscan fifth year guard Josh Zimmerman. Now it's time to name our PAC All-Conference men's basketball second team selections. Waynesburg grad student forward Anton Baker. Allegheny senior guard Luke Barker. St. Vincent senior guard Mike Isolino. W&J sophomore forward Nathan Plotner. Grove City senior guard Chase Yarborough. Now it's time to look at our all-conference men's basketball first team selections. Franciscan sophomore guard Sawyer Butler. St. Vincent junior guard Dev Ostrowski. Chatham junior guard Dion Pinkett. Geneva grad student forward Ryan Raychick. And Chatham junior guard Lovinson Xavier. Time now to announce our men's individual award winners for the 2024-2025 season. Newcomer of the year, Cameron Rowell from W&J. Defensive Player of the Year, Nathan Plotner from W&J. PAC Player of the Year, Dion Pinkett from Chatham. PAC Coach of the Year, David Richards from Chatham. Now it's time to send it over to the PAC Sports Network's Jack Ridenauer, who has an exclusive interview with our PAC Men's Coach of the Year, David Richards. Jack?
Thanks, Jared. We're now joined by the PAC Men's Basketball Coach of the Year from the Chatham Cougars, Coach David Richards. Coach, first off, congratulations on the award, but also the title on Saturday and welcoming your first child to the world. How much excitement has there been around the program in the last 48 hours, but also in the Richards household?
Yeah, thank you very much, Jack. It's been an absolute amazing week, welcoming my first daughter into the world, and it's probably the best thing that's definitely happened in my life, and got to cap it off with a PAC championship. So it's been a absolutely amazing week.
Well, I know that we joked before we got on, not much sleep for you the last probably week or so.
That's right, yeah.
But for good reason, for very good reason. And you mentioned the championship. I do want to start with that because you guys really, I think, set the tone early and often against W&J on Saturday. The Presidents fought back, though. They made it pretty interesting midway through the second half, but then you guys really were able to run away with it. What do you think was the biggest turning point, really maybe the biggest adjustment that your guys made in that second half span where you guys started to really pull away towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, we knew W&J was a very talented offensive team, and they're a team that doesn't go away. They play hard for 40 minutes, and they play their style of play for 40 minutes. So we knew they were going to, eventually make some type of run. So the biggest thing with us, we just didn't want to, let their run drag us down a little bit. So our whole thing was just stay the course, stay to our game plan. And then the biggest thing for us, we wanted to, have a great game of defensive intensity just because we know how well, WJ plays on the offensive side.
Well, I know that Dion Pinkett was a true catalyst in the win for you guys on Saturday, both offensively and defensively, came up with some huge stops down the stretch. And with him being named Player of the Year, I think it's a very well-deserving award for him. How big was he on Saturday in kind of keeping that separation from you and the Presidents, especially at times when the offense started to slow down some?
Yeah, Dion was tremendous on both sides of the ball. I mean, he's a guy that offensively we look to make plays, look to make shots. But defensively, we put him on, opponents' best players. He had to guard Matt Seidel for basically 40 minutes. Matt's one of the best offensive players in the league. So Dion had a big task for himself on Saturday, and I thought he played an absolute tremendous game. He's one of the, main reasons why we came out successful on Saturday.
And then Simon Boyer, what more can there be said about him? Just the incredible career that he's had at Chatham. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's one of two Cougars to ever win 2 titles, him and Nick Bomar. So a pretty incredible company to keep, if you will. Also an all-tournament pick this year. What kind of impact has he had on this program and that you feel he'll leave when his time is over as a Cougar?
Yeah, I mean, and Simon is just such an offensive spark plug for us. He's such a tough guy to guard because he can score at 3 levels. If you put a smaller guard on him, he can get the rim, especially down to his right hand. He's an excellent 3-point shooter. And then he makes a lot of tough mid-range shots too. So, he's just a tough guard for teams. And I thought he played an excellent game on Saturday. I mean, he's just had a absolute tremendous career here, and he's played in 3 PAC championships. He's won 2, one regular season championship. He's the all-time leading scorer. So he's had an absolute tremendous career. It just goes to show, how much work he put in his game throughout his career here.
Well, you mentioned the accolades he's had, and you've racked up a lot of accolades yourself as well. Now your second Coach of the Year award in the last 3 years. What makes this year's award maybe different from the first one that you won a few years ago?
I don't really know if there's anything much different to it. I just think it just shows that we have really good players. I don't think you can't win this award without having very good players. And I think we have a very talented roster from the top to bottom. Some of the guys that don't play a ton, that don't get a lot of recognition, they get our guys ready every single game. So I think the award just goes to show our roster, have an excellent coaching staff. So I think you have to have those 2 things, to win Coach of the Year.
This is title number 3 for you since your time at Chatham, and I think it's safe to say the word dynasty can be used now in the sentence. Where do you see this program continuing to grow and continuing to build on championships like this, but then also trying to maybe raise the bar, and now as you have a chance coming up this week, take it to a national stage now?
Yeah, one of the things we talk about in recruiting, we have recruits on campus, is, we want to compete for championships every single year. And that's kind of the bar we've set with this program. And the players that have come through here have done a great job of keeping that expectation here every single year. So we have to continue to bring in great guys in that are going to work hard every single day to keep us at that standard. And I think, it just goes like the last 7 years, we've had absolute tremendous players that have kept us at the top of the league.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to seeing you guys hit the court later this week in the NCAA tournament. Again, Coach, thanks so much for stopping by. Congratulations on a lot of things, but most importantly, the Coach of the Year in the PAC.
Thanks, Jack.
That's the PAC Men's Basketball Coach of the Year from the Chatham Cougars, Coach David Richards. Jared, back to you.
Thanks, Jack. Just about halfway through the President's Athletic Conference Basketball All-Conference Selection Show here on the PAC Sports Network. We have the men's winners. Now it's time to take a look at the women's side of the Basketball All-Conference selections, starting with the honorable mention team. Allegheny freshman guard Bella Antonacci. Allegheny junior guard Jess Bickert. Chatham junior guard Hannah Chenault. W&J senior guard Adeline Cherry. Waynesburg junior guard Callista Friday. W&J sophomore center Katie Kowalczyk. And Franciscan sophomore forward Maria McCallan. Now it's time to name our all-conference PAC women's basketball second team selections. Chatham senior guard Sharjay Brock. Bethany senior guard Lindsay Garrison. Geneva junior guard Emily Garvin. St. Vincent junior guard and forward McKenna Mayer. And Grove City senior guard Mara Polchinski. Now it's time to take a look at our PAC women's basketball all-conference first team selections. W&J senior guard Megan Dryberg. Allegheny senior guard Emily Lauer. Chatham grad student guard Ashley Loudon. W&J junior guard Stelany Lucian. And Allegheny junior forward and center Sarah Santacola. Let's take a look at our individual award winners for PAC women's basketball. PAC Newcomer of the Year, Bella Antonacci from Allegheny. PAC Defensive Player of the Year, Mara Polchinski from Grove City. PAC Player of the Year, Emily Lauer from Allegheny. PAC Coach of the Year, Gina DeRubbo from W&J. The PAC Sports Network's Jack Ridenauer sat down with PAC Women's Basketball Coach of the Year, Gina DeRubbo. Jack?
Thanks, Jared. We're now joined by the PAC Women's Basketball Coach of the Year, Coach Gina DeRubbo. Coach, first off, congratulations on the award, but also capturing another PAC title. What have the last 48 hours been for you and just the program as a whole, really?
I mean, honestly, relief. Like, so much stress, trying not to show that stress, but these kids have wanted this so badly. Just joy, relief that they don't have to be disappointed again. So just a whirlwind of people reaching out and excitement and just utter joy, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, being able to get back to that point after missing out the last few seasons. But I want to get into the game because it was back and forth after a first quarter that was dominated by your team. Chatham fights back. They actually take a late lead late in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, you guys start to pull away some. What was it in that final frame that you feel was really kind of the turning point in that game that allowed for that pulling away at the end?
Yeah, while we've been there before, like where at times we had folded the last couple of years, like I think even last year, had they taken that 2-point lead, I'll be honest, I think we would have folded. And, we kind of called a timeout and I said, look, we are not doing this again. And I think Addie was the driving force. She was like, I won't say exactly what she said, but let's stay calm. And, we've got this. There was no way she was going to allow the other people around her to kind of fold in that stress situation. And she just would not have it. So we kind of regrouped in a timeout. And then Bren came out and kind of hit that first three of the two that went back to back and just sealed it. Like, I think they were like, okay, we know we have this.
Well, I'm glad you bring up Addie because she absolutely exploded, 19 points. And coming into the game, she actually had struggled the last few games. So talk about just the resiliency that she's shown the last few games, and especially on Saturday, knowing that, hey, might not have been my game the last few games, but in the biggest stage, in the biggest moment, I'm going to step up and put on a show.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot express how proud I am of her because, everyone, you win a championship and people think about the game, but she has been so dedicated to this game since September, like with her diet and her rest and her workout. I'm telling you, since September. So for her to be the one to kind of hold it all together and push us over the top, it just is. I'm so happy for her and for our team. And she has faith in herself. She knows she's put the work in to earn, to earn that confidence. So she was not having any other outcome. I can tell you that. Whatever she needed to do to make us win that game, that's what she was going to do. And it was really nice to see her do it.
Absolutely. Determination's an incredible thing. And obviously she's had a great season the whole year, all PAC performer as well. But I know I'm sure it was kind of a unique last few months having your daughter Riley on the team, but she's been playing really good the last few games and the whole tournament, really. How big was her play, but also her leadership and her experience knowing that, hey, she's played in some huge games before?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a really cool experience for me personally, obviously. And the way our team has kind of welcomed her in the mid-year was a challenge, and we handled it as a group really well. But she has a game experience and she's played in some really big games and she doesn't get overly nervous, and I think her confidence, she's been through a lot with her knee injuries. And so I think for her coming in with the mental hump of getting over kind of the injuries and things, and you're right, she's been playing with more and more confidence and stepping up. She's a really physical player, and she really helped us get this championship, which I'm excited about.
And another player that's really seen a major uptick in her performance, Katie Kowalczyk, and it feels like maybe since February, the end of January, she has really found a different level in her play. How instrumental was her in this title run?
Yeah, Katie doesn't seem to have any concept of how good she is. Like, we keep reminding her, like, Katie, you can be an absolute dominant force. And her ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter is something we've really been focused on as of late. And she just, I think, is playing with more and more confidence, and the team believes in her. And I think that gives her confidence. The team is begging her to shoot the ball. I am begging her to shoot the ball. And so she's done more of that and realizing that she can be a really big offensive threat. So to see her kind of coming into her own at the perfect time is a really good thing for our team.
And I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't mention the senior class that's been a part of just so much success the last 4 years, and not to mention getting to bookend their career with another PAC championship. For you, what kind of legacy do you think that they're going to leave behind, not only for the women's basketball team, but for the entire athletic department at W&J?
Yeah, I mean, this group is just so dedicated and it's such a joy. They've really given everything they have to this team and this program, and they really have created a great culture of work ethic. I mean, coaches in our department talk and ask me, like, how do you get these kids to live in the gym? And honestly, that's just what they do. And so that's what the younger players have to do. They're in here. And we had a big discussion about, before we played this tournament, what do you want your legacy to be? Because you're going to leave as the most winning class in school history, but we got to go out and finish it, or you're also going to be known as the most winning class in school history that didn't accomplish very much. So I think they really took that to heart, and going into this tournament knew, like, we have to put our mark on what we've done here over a 4-year period. And I think they went out with a bang, and hopefully we can do some more firsts, coming up next weekend.
Without question, Coach. And before we let you run again, a big congratulations to you and the Presidents on such a tremendous season. To this point, like you said, you guys now shift your focus to the NCAA tournament with so much, I'm sure, emotion and competition in the win on Saturday and just the whole tournament. How do you keep this group still focused and get them re-locked in, if you will, for a bigger task ahead?
Yeah, I was going to tell them that today after we watched the selection show, right? We've had our celebration. It was great, but we need to move forward because we can be the first team in school history to win an NCAA tournament game, women's basketball team, to win an NCAA tournament game. So that needs to be our focus. And I think we should maybe get a neutral game site, a game that's winnable. So the celebration is over. We can celebrate again later, but we really need to focus on the weekend and what we have to do to come out of there with 2 wins.
Without question, you have one big check mark off the list. Now you've got another one ahead of you. Again, Coach, thanks so much for stopping by. And again, congratulations on so much success.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's the PAC Women's Basketball Coach of the Year of the W&J Presidents, Coach Gina DeRubbo. Jared, back to you.
Thanks, Jack. Once again, a big congratulations to all of our women's and men's basketball all-conference participants. This is a well-deserved honor to end the 2024-25 regular sports season. Thank you for joining us on the President's Athletic Conference Basketball All-Conference Selection Show. I'm Jared Barton, and as we say goodbye, here's one final look at our all-conference selections. We'll catch you next time right here on the PAC Sports Network.